Hello and welcome to UMAi Salumi. Today we're going to be making traditional slow fermented pepperoni. We'll be using the UMAi Dry Sausage Kit, which includes a 32mm casing. This is the size that's perfect for making pepperoni sticks or saucisson sec. And we'll be using these excellent ingredients for making a slow fermented artisan pepperoni. Now this pepperoni is nothing like what you get on a pizza. The pepperoni that you get on a pizza is usually been commercially produced. It's a cooked pepperoni and it uses very low cost ingredients, which is why it's important to add all that paprika to bring some color in. This, on the other hand, is an artisan recipe, traditional recipe, which includes beef, pork, and pork back fat, and a wide variety of various spices. And then your fermentation is done using a good starter culture. In this case, we provide you with the Bactoferm T-SPX. Now you want to make sure that the meat starts out cold. You're going to cube the meat, chill it again, grind it, chill it again, and after you have your grind all chilled, that's when you're going to be adding in the cure, as you can see here. And we're going to be using wooden paddles for mixing in both the cure and the spices. The wooden paddles allow you to get the meat, the flavors mixed into the particles of meat very well without warming up the meat. And then when we get where we're ready to put in the Bactoferm T-SPX, which has been dissolved in lukewarm water that's de-chlorinated, then we're going to start mixing it in by hand, because really good sausage has to be mixed very, very thoroughly at the end until the meat starts to stiffen. That's going to give you the very best texture in your finished product. So once that mixture of really, really nice ingredients is all thoroughly prepared, we're going to fill up the stuffer. Anyone who's experienced with making sausage knows what's most critical is to get it packed in there so there are no air pockets. Okay, when you're stuffing out the sausage, you want to ensure that you have nice, even stuffing with no air getting in the way. And then we'll prepare the UMAi Dry casing. Now with the 32mm UMAi Dry casing, all you need to do is firmly affix a zip tie or butcher's twine tied really good and tight at the end, and get it right up to the stuffing horn so there's no air in there. Stuff it out, holding very tight to prevent any air at the end or against the surface, and then twist it off and again tie it off with a zip tie. So the key is no air inside the casing, right? The beautiful thing about UMAi Dry casing is that you're not going to have any drying or cracking of the casing. You're not going to have any bursting from irregularities like you might get with a natural casing. And you don't have to store it in a brine or in a refrigerator like a natural casing. UMAi Dry is always ready to go. So we tie off the UMAi Dry and then stuff on to the next sausage and tie that off. And when we've created the starting point then for the third piece, we cut in between those. So we decided to keep two links of the sausage together. It just makes it a lot easier for hanging to ferment. So now that we've got the two made, we're going to move it to our fermentation area. Now Bactoferm T-SPX allows you to slow ferment the sausage at 65 to 70 degrees. So we found the perfect fermentation chamber is the inside of the unused oven. So we hang all of the sausage there for between 24 and 36 hours. Until you see that the color has turned bright red, and then we transfer them to the refrigerator. Now the most important thing to remember about the drying time, which is only about 2 weeks with this 32mm casing, most important thing to remember is you need to use a modern frost-free refrigerator. You can't use a beer fridge, a dorm fridge, a fridge in the garage in the wintertime, because actually it's just acting as a cooler. You need a simple, modern kitchen refrigerator that does a really good job of creating the perfect environment so that you can yield these kind of results. Perfect pepperoni, handmade. We hope you'll give it a try. Thanks for joining us at UMAi Salumi.